was pretty sure that he would support my views for changing the age-old and static structure of our organization. So let's look at this. I was pretty sure that he would support my views for changing the age-old static structure of our organization. So Manas clearly asks us, why is for changing wrong? Therefore, we know that there is an error in this part of the sentence. Anyone would like to try as to why, what is the error here? What should the correct answer be? Before I actually go on to explain that what is the correct answer. On changing is the correct answer. The preposition for needs to be changed replaced by the preposition on. Now let us discuss why. The preposition for is a preposition of relationship, whereas on is a preposition of position and location. Now, if you actually see here, I was pretty sure that he would support my views on. Your views are on what? Your views are about what? So therefore here the views have to be used, the preposition that we use with views should actually go on to represent the position of your views, and therefore here for would not be the correct answer. Also, views on is a very commonly used term in colloquial, meaning in spoken English. Therefore, boys and girls, the correct answer here is, I was pretty sure that he would support my views on changing the age-old and static structure of our organization. Your views are never in. Your views are never in something. You always give your views on something, just like you give your opinion about something. There are some phrases, boys and girls, that are commonly used in spoken English, like views on, opinion about. This is one of those cases. Therefore, in colloquial English, views on is something that is always used. Also, you must remember that on is a preposition. In, yes, also is a preposition of relationship. But in this case, in will not hold, because in is used when it is in the sense when something goes in. But on, your views are about something, your views are on something. Again, remember, views about something is also used in common English, but that is not as appropriate as views on is. So it's views on and opinion about. So I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, now let's read this question, that again a question of spotting the errors. I can see that spotting the errors is one of the places, one of the topics where most of you have most problems. You must remember that to actually gain control over spotting the errors, to be perfect at this topic, you have to start with basic grammar. Most of the topics for spotting the error, the topics that you need to be really good are tenses, prepositions, subject verb agreement. If you have good control over tenses, subject verb agreement, and of course prepositions, most of your, and articles, to name the fourth topic, articles, prepositions, tenses, subject verb agreement. If you gain control over these four topics, most of your doubts about spotting the error will be taken care of, because most of the problems, most of the place where the error actually lies is within these four topics. Great. The sentence here is, most banks do not mind to lend money to young entrepreneurs. Before we actually discuss this, why don't some of you go ahead and tell me the meaning of the word entrepreneur? Someone who starts his or her own business. Businessman is not a correct answer. An entrepreneur is someone who starts his or her own business. Yes, someone who starts a startup is also called an entrepreneur. Yes, someone who starts an initiative, someone who starts his or her own business. Now coming to the actual question that is posed in this sentence. Most banks do not mind to lend money to young entrepreneurs. What is the error in this sentence? Lending. There is an error in this sentence, and the error is in part B, to lend, and it should be lending. Now, why should it be lending? Most banks do not mind lending money to young entrepreneurs. Now, the word lending, again with lending, we never use a preposition. You lend something to someone, but to lend is again not a phrase that is used in spoken English. A preposition is not used before the verb lend. Once again, spotting the errors, find out which part of the sentence has an error. If there is no error corresponding to it, mark D. No method of making other people agree to your viewpoint is as effective as this method. Now, since the error is in part A, I agree. Where is the error? Let's now go on to the next part and see where the error actually lies. It should be no other method of making people agree to your viewpoint is as effective as this method. This was actually a doubt asked in the form of a jumbled sentence. The error was in the form of a jumbled sentence.